It wasn't just in France that the far right was celebrating on Sunday night. That is to say that in France, the far right made a whole lot of gain in this election that held on Sunday. In Germany and Austria, parties on the populist right made stunning gains in the European elections. So even in Germany and Austria, the far right parties made stunning gains. That means they got more votes than they have done in previous elections. And why? Because the leftists has failed to live up to expectations, in the sense by putting the needs of the average citizens or the citizens into consideration, by attacking or building affordable housing schemes in Europe, by making sure that they pass policies that make the salaries to increase every year, because every year the cost of living is going higher while the salaries remain the same. So at the moment, it is only the far right that is coming close to sing the song that the younger generation want to hear. And for the first time in Germany in these elections, people from 16 years old can now vote in Germany. That is to say that more people voted this time than ever. And the younger generations, these far right parties are singing or saying what they want to hear. That is why you see that the far rights are getting more grant or gaining more grants in Europe. But despite that, the pro-European Center appear to have held a set of results likely to complicate EU lawmaking. So that is to say that in as much as the far right made some gains, the far right does not have the majority. At the end of the day, there's going to be a whole lot of talks and negotiations that before they can be able to reach an agreement or form any consensus to be able to have a parliament in Europe, which is not going to be easy, because there is going to be a whole lot of talks, disagreements to agree, and a whole lot of compromise too will come in. In France, Emmanuel Macron called snap legislative elections after a crushing defeat of his allies by Marine Le Pen's far-right national rally, while in Germany, Olaf Scholz's coalition had a bad night as the far-right alternative for Deutschland AfD made significant gains. You see that the far-right is making gains in Europe is just because of the consequences of failed reality, or that the leftists have failed to address the problems of Europe starting from the roots. Yes, they are not, or let me say that they are not addressing the problems properly. So the loophole that the leftists are living in Europe is what the far rights are really exploiting, and they are doing wonderfully well in it. That is why you see that they are gaining more votes or gaining more grants in Europe. Yes, we will see what comes out of this, because at the end of the day, in as much as the far rights gained more grants or gained more votes, they don't have the majority for them to form the parliament in the European Union. So that is to say that in as much as they made some gains, the votes that the Central European pro-European Center made equally makes it difficult for them to be able to have the majority. So it is only time will tell. As days passes, weeks passes, months passes, a whole lot of negotiations will be going on. Then we will see what comes out of it. But this is a sign that the leftists have a whole lot of homework to do. They have to go back to the drawing board. They have to ask themselves serious questions. They have to retrace their steps. They have to think, where have we failed our citizens? Where can we do better? How are we going to do better? Because if they don't learn from these current elections and with this current shift that is going, it means that the right populists will keep making more grants, and before you know it, in this Europe, in their governments, or be it in European Union Parliament, it is the far right that will be dominating or will be sitting at the helm of affairs, and which the leftists will not want. Yes, so it is now left for them to learn from it in the coming days and weeks and years, do better by implementing better policies that will not completely make the younger generations to keep believing and keep following the ideologies of the far right.